today we're doing the spur gear and pinion on this thing. It'll lower the gearing some for the bigger tires. So we got a 20-tooth pinion and a 54-tooth spur gear. So let's get this thing apart. Not exactly sure how to do this, but we got to pull this cover and this cover off. And it helps if we use the right size. And there's one bolt that goes through the engine mount here that has a couple washers on it, so try not to lose those when you pull it out. I think that's it. Alright, so I think this just comes right out. Pull off the gear and the bearing. Don't lose that little pin there. Now there's 3 little screws. So we'll pull those out. I think we'll be able to pull this thing right off. So these are 2mm. There we go. Stop it for. Okay, so this is the 54-tooth steel one we're going to. It's a lot heavier than the 50-tooth. Alright, we're going to put this back together and then set it off the side, because we got to pull the motor out next. A little grease on the bearings. Oh, that was wrong. Alright, so all back together, now set it aside. Alright, now time to pull the motor out and get that spur gear off. So we got to take these 2 screws out here. When you do the last one, make sure you're holding on to the motor, because it's going to drop right out. You want to make sure you're hanging onto the motor here, because there's a pin underneath it that helps you line it up with the pinion and spur. Now you wiggle it out and find that little set screw there. There's the stock one, 23 tooth. And here's our new one, 20 tooth. So find the flat part of the shaft, and you want to put your hole for the set screw right on there. Alright, now this pin here, we gotta go online or in your owner's manual and find the chart to line it up. So we'll clean my hands up quick, and then we'll find that chart and figure out what pinhole here we need to put it in. So now we'll go on your phone or the internet, and we gotta pull up this chart here. So we got a 54 tooth spur gear and a 20 tooth pinion, so we need slot E to put the motor back in. We'll come over to the motor. If you look down here in the truck, I don't know if there's enough light there, but it goes from A to G. We got E here, so then go on the motor where the pin is and go 5 in from the top. Put your pin in that spot, and then you can line the motor up in the E position. And the one thing I don't like here is that the end of the motor shaft is touching the plastic. So I don't know if that's a good thing. There's a lot more positions closer, and pretty much everyone runs this, so it can't be that bad. Now we're going to flip it back over and put our motor bolts in. Now we're going to pack some grease into her. Grab your spur gear and put some grease on it. There we go. Alright, so the pin system pretty much sets the gear mesh for you. So now we just throw everything back together. Alright, that's it, done. I think the mesh sounds pretty good. We're going to throw a battery in it and take it outside. Get the first run on it with the lock diff and the new gearing. So thanks for watching. Have a good one.